Well, good morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Senator Collins, Senator Casey, for holding this hearing. It's pretty funny. I don't want to say it's funny in a ha-ha way, but the topic at hand, we'll tell you just a couple of months ago, I was on the Senate floor. I walked into the cloakroom to answer a call that I thought was from a number that I knew. And sure enough, I'm a senator in the Senate cloakroom getting told that my Social Security number is suddenly being deactivated, whatever the language that they're using. And I think that was the week we passed the robocalls or introduced that. So it's pretty ironic that even senators get these calls when we're here doing this. We could be having them on our phones as we speak. And so, of course, I'm no means the only Nevadan, the only person in the country targeted by these. And Nevada, unfortunately, has the most reported cases of fraud per capita, about $15 million in losses a year, and the fifth most cases of identity theft. Senator Sinema was talking about that with over 7,500 cases reported last year. You just mentioned you touch 100 million people every month. And so as a former systems analyst, I was thinking about how we could plug in. This is kind of a two-part question for both of you. We have some existing infrastructure. Our banks, our credit card companies, I wrote some of those programs, robust fraud programs. How could we take the statistics that we know on this, plug into their existing infrastructure to warn, identify, let people know? And secondly, we know that seniors probably get most of their bills, I would suspect, in the mail, their utility bills. Okay? So every month you get an electric bill. Are there ways to put little flyers, things in there that are instructive that a senior who may not be using the internet, may not be capable because of age or disability, but everyone is usually paying an electric bill, I would say, water bill, gas bill, whatever, public utility bill. Are there some ways in our national infrastructure that we can connect with this nearly 100 million people every month that you're touching already?
Okay, so I want to assure you that we are in constant communication with our beneficiaries. For example, we just came up as far as the scam and the fraud, which I outlined in my initial remarks. We came up with a way that all our mailers now, on the outside of the envelope, just something you're referring to, is going to have the scam message printed affixed to the outside of the envelope, so when you get a normal statement, COLA statement, something like that, you're going to get a scam notice, because when you go to open up the envelope, right smack in your face is going to be our scam
Right,
notice.
but maybe there's other
Beware.
partners that,
I'm sorry?
other family members, other partners in the community that be helpful to use this too.
Whatever we can do, look, this is an ongoing thing, but we're coming up constantly with new ways to be able to communicate with our customers. As far as using the banking system and other private sector corporations, we have an act that we're partnering with all the financial, not all, but the financial institutions and banks. As we speak, we're rolling it out in June, where we are going to verify the Social Security identity numbers for the institution. So if somebody comes in, pardon me, applying for credit using a Social Security number, we will verify for that institution that they are legitimate. So yes, we're working. As a matter of fact,
fantastic.
this is a major rollout for us that has been done with consultation with legislation and consultation and participation by the financial industry. Those banks are actually paying for the technology to support this endeavor.
No, that's great. I
So
always
there's a lot
think
of
of ways we can
happen.
partner and streamline.
There's a lot of things, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you were here, but when I spoke initially, individual identity is going to be one of the most important technological things that you're going to see come out of the Social Security Administration in the next 2 years. We are going to be spending a fortune on this to develop a really proper individual identity. It looks like it's going to be through the use of driver's licenses, we'll hear more, and you'll all hear more about this over the next 6 months to 9 months as we roll this out, but it's one of my priorities. So there's a lot going on in this area. You're absolutely right to bring it up, Senator.
Thank you. I think I'm out of time. I don't know unless you want to let her answer.
We're just partnering with the United States Postal Inspection Services for a co-branded poster that's going to go in post offices around the country to warn about scams generally. So, and we've reached out to other retail partners, but to your suggestion, there are probably other utilities and other infrastructures that we can continue to reach out to. Again, it's about resources to try to do that, but we are working that way with retail, banks, financial institutions, and with educational materials as well.
Thank you very much.